In this video, we're going to talk about how to improve team dynamics in the workplace. And you're going to love this video. This is really, really good content. So by the end of this video, I want you to understand the high-level approach on how to build a team. So I'm going to tell you about the one major downfall that team building usually encounters. That if you avoid this one thing, you're going to be okay. What team building is about and what it isn't about, so that you can focus 100% on the things that will actually drive results. And how some of the things that we've been taught up to this point are actually just not true and counterproductive to team building. And so I'm going to cover those, and I think they're going to be little light bulbs going off. They're going to be aha moments that you're really going to enjoy. So again, by the end of this video, you're going to know the high-level steps on how to build a team. Let's go. All right, so first and foremost, I want to talk about this. So there's two key things that you'll want to do when you start building a team. The first one is building a culture. So when you build a culture, there's two components to a culture. Number one, it's the beliefs of that group, right? And so if you have the right beliefs, meaning that everybody's on the same page, they're there for the right reason, and they're aligned with the core values of that team, that's the first step to building a culture. The second thing is the actions. And this is really important for me because it's not always the big things on a team within an organization that will really trip us up. It's the small things. It's the micro actions. So the culture of a team is really determined by the beliefs of that group and the actions of that group. Why am I saying this? Culture will eat strategy for breakfast every time. Culture will always beat strategy. Meaning if I'm like, hey, I've got this strategy to do this and this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to piece this, and I'm going to team like this. Strategy's great, but your culture will overpower it, overwhelm it, and override it every single time. So whatever you want to see in that team by way of beliefs and actions has to be shaped from the start, and that culture, meaning that team, cannot tolerate a deviation of beliefs that are outside of that or actions that are outside of that. Otherwise, that culture will become toxic and it will tear down your team building efforts. All right, so the other thing that you'll need to understand once you have shaped your culture is that you need a multiplier leader. So this is really a cool system here. So you need three things, and that's what I'm about to show you. The first one is a multiplier leader. And I'll also give you a reference for this. There's a book called The Motive by Patrick Lencioni. It's absolutely amazing. And he in there talks about 5 key behaviors, and you'll want to know these. Number one, great leaders, I've got a marker on my hand. Great leaders, they first build the team. Second, they have hard conversations. Third, they manage, coach, and mentor direct reports. Fourth, they hold remarkable meetings. And fifth, they scale clarity and communication. When you think about that, building the team, it magnifies, it multiplies the team. Hard conversation magnifies, multiplies the team. Managing, coaching, and mentoring, that magnifies, multiplies the team. Great meetings, you're communicating, right? And you're elevating everybody's ability. That magnifies, multiplies the team. I know you're probably getting tired of hearing me say that, but I want to make this point. And then scaling communication, everyone in the team will then be able to see as a group, know as a group, and act as a group. So a multiplier leader really has those 5 key behaviors. And if you want a reference for that, again, that's in the book called The Motive by Patrick Lencioni. So you have a culture, and ooh, watch this. That culture is represented well by that multiplier leader that has those 5 behaviors. You're off to a great start. What you need within that team is, if you have the right people, meaning that you have the right people on the team, the right mix of skills, those people are ideal team players, right? And they fit the culture and they're aligned with where you're headed, meaning the leader and the team fits the culture. You'll want to follow this pattern of behavior. Number one, a great team gets to know each other, okay? And this is in the book called The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, again by Patrick Lencioni. This bottom one right here for construction and in the industry as a whole, so this can apply to construction or any workplace for that matter, but in the industry, how to build teams, I've added this bottom step. Because once you get to know each other, then you can build trust. That's the second piece to building great teams on this little pyramid. All right, just real quick before we move on to the rest of the content. Do you like this content? If so, like it. Help me out. We need to get this out to everybody else in the industry. I love being with you. If you love being with me, give me that like and we'll get back to the content. Okay. Number 3 is that team that trusts each other must be able to engage in healthy conflict. And again, I said this in a different video. That doesn't mean hell and that doesn't mean false harmony. That means people are speaking up and somewhere right in the middle. That means they'll say what needs to be said and say the unspoken, but they're not out here fighting and it's not toxic, okay? The team is willing to engage in healthy conflict, which means that then they can hold each other accountable. And once they hold each other accountable, then they're able to perform. Now, I want to blow your mind here just a little bit. No team ever, and it's just impossible, no team will ever reach the full measure of their potential or success if they don't hold each other mutually accountable. Hold each other mutually accountable to what? To the culture and the standards that they set. And so I've got a little bit of a reveal here. Right between conflict and accountability, this is where the team sets goals and standards. Okay? What is the team holding themselves mutually accountable to? The culture and the goals and standards. Okay? So have you ever seen a team that didn't perform because they didn't hold each other accountable, because they didn't set goals and standards together according to the culture, because they would not have healthy conflict, because they didn't trust each other, because they didn't know each other, and because they didn't have a multiplier leader to help them along? I'm sure we've all seen that. So working it in the reverse, start with culture, get yourself a multiplier leader, and get your team engaging in knowing each other, trusting each other, opening up and speaking to each other, setting goals and standards together, holding each other accountable, and performing. And the last thing in this 3-part pattern is to have a strenuous performance goal. I'll just write goal right here. But this is huge, and I'll tell you why. Without this goal, why is the team motivated to elevate, right? The leader is going to support, right? The team is going to behave right, but the goal is what magnetized that team to actually behave that way. It was the light at the end of the tunnel. It was the reward at the end of the journey. It was the magnet magnetizing everybody through that system right there. So if you want to build remarkable teams, culture, leader, behaviors, goal. This system is remarkably effective. It might seem simple here. Remember, I've told you that you can go back and reference that pattern in the goal, the 5 dysfunctions of a team, and I'll actually give you a third one called silos, politics, and turf wars. Seems simple, but every time I've gone to a company, a department, a leadership team, or a project and seen dysfunction, one of these 3 things were missing. So I invite you to learn more. The other thing is, in the description down below, I've got a list of podcast episodes that I know you're going to love. So please don't let this be it for us. Like, let's keep this relationship going. Please go to those podcast episodes and learn more about it, and then you'll be able to implement in a remarkable way. And so if you can build that team, you can compete against anyone in any industry, anywhere, at any time, because everybody sees as a group, knows as a group, and acts as a group. I've enjoyed this time with you today. On we go.